The feeder call is the hardest call for any duck hunter to learn how to do, and it took me ages to figure out how to do it. Now, on a double reed call like I'm blowing today, this is a Rick Haney deadly double call. I love this call, and I'll leave a link to it in the description, but the feeder call, for some reason, for me, it was easier to do on a double reed than a single reed. So if you're first starting out, go pick up a $25 polycarb double reed call and learn how to call on that. The feeder call, it's tough because you got to learn how to flutter your tongue fast. And for me, that's not a skill set that I necessarily had. So I had to really practice, build up that muscle memory and build up the muscles that I wasn't used to using. And then it was a little bit easier. But practice. That is the key to getting the feeder call down, and any call you're going to do with a duck call. But the feeder call, basically, I like to say ticka, 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 ticka. So you want that hard T, and you're fluttering your tongue. Ticka, 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 ticka. There's multiple ways of doing this. I recommend starting out with just going ticka, 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 ticka. Start slow with the feeder call when you're learning, because if you start slow, then you're able to get the fundamentals down and then speed it up as you progress. Don't just start picking up the call and going ticka, 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 ticka. Most of the time, you're not going to like how it turns out. I got very frustrated when I was learning how to do the feeder call, and I was like, I can't get it down. Start slow and then progressively speed up. You're going to be saying ticka, 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 or you can say ticka, 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 or you can say dugga, 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 dugga. The principle is the same. Basically, what you're doing is you're using the tip of your tongue and putting it on the roof of your mouth. Ticka, 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 ticka. Even I get tongue-tied. Ticka, 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 ticka. So you're basically concentrating the air in your gut, bringing it up, and forcing it through the barrel of the call. Just like all of them, but on this one, I like to tighten up my palate and my cheeks and really focus that air into there more than I do on like a quack or a greeting call. So in the back of the call, here's what it sounds like. So that's fast. Now slow it down. You're forcing that air through the call. Something that I did when I was first starting to learn how to do the feeder call, even if I didn't have a call and I was just doing random stuff, if I was driving or just anything, I was practicing that motion with my tongue even without the call. So I was going ticka, 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 and then I was able to build up that muscle. Start slow, and a lot of times you can even just do single like pecks. And the feeder call, you can think of it as one duck making the noise or multiple ducks making the noise. So a single duck doing the feeder, they're just pecking around. They're happy. They're feeding. They're dabbling in the water. And so they're going to be doing this. Just forcing that. Single ticks. That's all it takes. So then, if you want to sound like multiple ducks, you can kind of throw it together and speed it up. Basically, the faster and more that you're doing, you're sounding like more ducks. So if you got a small spread, it's not realistic to do it machine gun fast, okay? So you want to slow it down a little bit, take your time, and I like to mix in quacks while I'm doing it. But here's what it would sound like, 24 decoys and just hunting a little pond or a marsh. And something that helps me, because I'm not the greatest at a feeder call. I can do it, and some days are good, some days are bad. It just kind of depends. But I slow it down. I do it in segments. Ticka, 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 ticka. And then that gives me a chance to kind of relax the muscle for a second, get reorganized in my mouth to then do it again. So you don't have to do it. Ticka, 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 ticka. It's not realistic. I haven't really heard very many ducks that do that. So oftentimes you're better off doing a little bit, take a little break, do it a little bit, and then in that break, I like to throw in like a quack. So it would be like this. And adding those quacks in there and breaking that up, it helps your spread sound like more ducks. So not all ducks are going to be doing the feeder call at the same time. The only time I've heard that is when I'm field hunting ducks and the ducks are working the spread. They are just chattering all around and working the spread. But other than that, like in a water set, they're sometimes doing that, but it's normally just a few ducks in the group that are doing that chuckle. The rest of them might be quacking, and on the water they might be quacking and doing some chuckles. So realistically speaking here, in a hunting situation, you don't need to do the competition feeder call. Okay, you just need to do a little bit of chattering on the water, mix in some quacks, maybe do a 5-note cadence, and sound like a fun group of ducks for these new ducks to come and join. So that's how I like to do the feeder call. Now, I personally prefer when I'm working ducks, I might do a feeder call here and there, but I'm going to mainly do single quacks to work ducks in. That's my personal preference. Everybody has their own preferences with calling, but take it or leave it. I hope this guy helped you guys out with learning how to do the feeder call. It's a tough one. Make sure you practice, and make sure you get that concentrated air, and don't be doing... That's not going to work. So, practice makes perfect. Take the basic principles, start slow, work your way up, and then break it up. Add in some other stuff that we've learned throughout this series, and hopefully that helps you guys out with your next duck hunt. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave me a like. It really means a lot to have you guys doing that. And if you guys are interested, I've got t-shirts and hats on the website, so if you want to support the channel, there's a link for that in the description. Head over there, pick up your Mallards Bro shirt or one of my hats. You can follow me on my social media. I've got Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook, so be sure to follow me on there and stay up to date with what's going on. But that's all I've got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys on the next one.